Well, good morning, everyone. It's Zach and John coming to you from our iFinance Mortgage Production Studio. Super excited. It's another Wednesday, and we know what Wednesday means. It's the recap of the UWM Sales Huddle, and it was off the chain this morning.
Yes, it was.
So good. Zach, what are some of the things you enjoyed?
Well, first and foremost, one of the things that really stuck with me was their whole message about staying engaged. We had the VP of Sales, Terry Shelton, come on and kind of speak to us about keeping engaged in our industry and keeping up with the trends and being able to be that source of knowledge that everyone's looking for in the industry.
Yeah, he was awesome, for sure. There was another point, too, and we'll come back to Terry as well. Anthony Frederick, I love that guy. He is so passionate about when he speaks, but what he says is just amazing. He's like, what is your superpower? And that's what he asks people when they meet with him one-to-one. How's your head and your heart is what he asks people. And in order to be good at sales or good at anything, we have to know what our superpower is. What is it that sets us apart from, in our case, another LO? What value add do we have that is perhaps different in a better way? And one of the things that he asked us to consider was also know your kryptonite. What is it that is your weakness? And if we can focus on what our superpower is, it'll help minimize what our weaknesses are. Sometimes we look in the mirror, we don't want to admit. We see that person that we're looking at, we're like, yeah, we're all right, we're good, I'm just going to go about my normal day. But no, know your superpower, look in the mirror and say, I need to change something. What's my weakness? Maybe I'm always late somewhere, or I don't pick up my phone. That's a weakness. That's our kryptonite. We could be missing a deal, missing an important lead. So use our superpower.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things like that can kind of sneak up on you, and it's small things that can add up into becoming your kryptonite, whether it's not answering your phone, or maybe you've got that one person who's calling you that you don't want to take that call because it's after 5 p.m., you're back home already for the day. But watching out for those kind of small things and stopping yourself from letting them become a habit is a great way to better yourself. And one of the things that he talked about was not having a loser's mentality. It's not our purpose in life to do okay. It's our purpose in life to be the best version of ourselves that we can be in everything that we do, not just the little things, but everything that we do.
Yeah, very, very well said. And he mentioned, too, play big. We're not out here to just be average, like you were mentioning there, no loser mentality, like you said. We don't think small. We don't play small. We play big. And what that means is we don't focus on just, like we mentioned, look in the mirror, let me go be average today.
Yeah.
No, we're going to be great today. We're going to do even better than we did yesterday. We're going to make more phone calls. We're going to meet with more realtors. We're going to connect with more people, have more conversations, explain what we do and the value add to more people wherever we go. We're going to play big. And that's something that really hit me because sometimes it's easy to just get in the status quo and even wake up and say, oh, the rates are up today. Maybe I won't make as many calls today. No, that's the wrong thinking.
Yeah. Well, and you got to think about it in this way, too. If you have that thought, other people are having that thought as well. So they might not be making the calls, but you can be. If you have that thought, just push it out of your head. Don't let it become a thing. Make the calls. Get in the habit of doing what you should do every day, and it will become just second nature at a certain point. You wake up, you make your calls, you know that's how you're going to start your day. Yeah. You're getting your name out there, building your brand, and working with a partner like UWM is a great way to build your brand with all the different tools that they provide for us and the Client Connect, staying connected with our clients on the important dates that we need to hit back, talk to them on, whether it's Brand 360, building up our social media. I believe Terry was talking about and Alan was talking about, social media is free. It's a great way. It's free to make a post, get your name out there, get your face in the community, and connect with people around you.
Yeah, it's like, why wouldn't we use free? It costs us our time. And that time is so well spent to be able to reach hundreds, if not thousands of people with a single post or a story. Testimonials, super important to share the successes we have a good client that doesn't mind us maybe posting a testimonial of them, which I always ask for, by the way, at the end of a transaction. Would you mind if I used your testimonial, whether it's in written form, and then I put that on findamortgagebroker.com, testimonials, Yelp, wherever it is. But a video testimonial is super cool, short, to the point, 30 to 60 seconds, and we can post about that because it lets other people know why we're different, how we're different. So we want to remember to do those things. Use social media.
Yeah, use social media, and like you were saying, with connecting to people. I mean, everyone's on social media nowadays, whether it's your neighbor, a friend, someone you haven't seen in forever, especially if it's someone you haven't seen in a long time. They might not know what you're doing. And people in your community might not know what you do. So letting all the people around you experience who you are, what your business is, it's a great way to get your name out there. And I think there is so many different avenues that we can take on social media, whether if you're not confident on video, it's making posts and utilizing tools like Brand 360 and the marketing calendar and getting those automated posts out there, letting clients and other realtor partners know kind of the tools that we have that we can bring to the table that make us different.
Yeah, no, that's really good. And I think Terry also mentioned it's a huge challenge to keep LOs motivated today. If you're a broker owner like Joe is, to keep all of us motivated so that we can help grow the business and help more families. And pro rankings and UWM training really, really helps with this. It gives us opportunities, like you said, if we watch the daily or the weekly sales huddles, if we watch the insider news and all of these opportunities, we get points for those things. Mm-hmm. We get credit. We get kudos for it. It helps us stay engaged. It helps us understand what new programs are coming out so that we can more effectively share that with our realtor partners and with our buyers. Generating open house flyers. I think that's one area that all of us could probably do a better job at. And maybe, some of our LOs don't even know about it. But we can help them and say, it's easy on UWM. Go right into Brand 360 and pull up those flyers. We can co-brand with our realtors as well. We can do up to 3 different pricing scenarios. That's huge. Print them out and say, here you go, realtor. And by the way, I'd love to join you. Wow, what an effective way to help keep our LOs, keep us engaged.
Yeah, and I think going back also to what Ali Shahidi was talking about, which is kind of staying connected to your representative, staying connected to your AE from UWM, especially with ours, with Megan. She's been new on our team.
Yeah,
she's been
Megan's
great.
awesome.
You can, whenever you call, she's right there. She's answered a lot of my questions, and I'm sure she'll answer a lot more when I call her. She's been an integral part of me getting set up with all their tools and showing me how to use stuff, using the UWM Partner Academy and everything like that. And they're truly just a great resource for us to have that are available at the drop of a hat to help you with whatever you need. So I feel it's important to call them, be on your phone calls, and especially, you get the kudos, you get the points for the phone calls with them, but beyond that, the knowledge and the experience you can gain from working with them one-on-one, with them being right tapped into the heart of UWM, being on the campus is invaluable.
Yeah, that's so true. And, when you can tell your realtor partners and our borrowers that we're working with that we work with the number 1 wholesale lender in the country, not number 2, we work with number 1. That's impressive. And that gives us confidence to know that we can go out and help sell those loans. We can sell our relationship with our realtor partners because we have the best processes. We can close faster than anyone. Appraisals, we can get those ordered in 1 day. It's amazing how it all works so smoothly. And I was going to mention something else that was said. I believe it was still Terry. It's purchase season. There are so many people purchasing homes right now. Between June to September, while the kids are out of school, that's when the families are looking. So it's hot right now. It's a hot market. Once school starts, home buying typically slows down a little bit. So right now is when we should be making more phone calls, setting up more realtor appointments, helping with more open houses. If we need to buy leads, I know Joe's great with that. We're going to start on a veteran, a VA loan campaign here shortly. So social media, put out a blitz right now, letting people know what we're doing, how we can help. It's a gold rush, is how we mentioned it. It's hot. So we need to understand that now is the time to really ramp up our efforts for this purchase season.
Yeah, ramping up our efforts for the purchase season for sure, with everyone being out of school right now and families having a little bit more freedom in how they're going to move and everything. And I understand that, especially like with me, I'm still new in the industry, still getting started, but especially those first couple weeks, getting the confidence to dial the phones out and just keep calling people. But going back to what Mateen said, with the confidence being key, even if it's hard for you to build your own self-confidence, because it is hard, to get yourself going, get yourself motivated, that working with a company like UWM, you have them in your corner, and that can be your confidence. Even if you're struggling to build the confidence in yourself, let them be the confidence in your corner. Let them help build you up, and then by using their tools and accessing everything that they have available, build yourself up and you build that confidence in yourself.
Yeah, that's so key. Confidence, nobody is going to have the amount of confidence that you need more so than yourself. There's a lot of people that may say, I have confidence in you. But you know what? And that's great when they say that. It does make us feel good. But when we can say, I have confidence in me, wow, that's powerful. Because now we're unstoppable. There's nothing that we can't accomplish with good support, with UWM, with our office here, with Joe, our broker owner. We're unstoppable to help other people. And, there's, speaking of helping other people, the red carpet treatment was mentioned in there. Did you want to share a couple points on that?
Yeah, I have been striving to do my best with providing the red carpet treatment for anyone that I work with, whether it's being available on calls in any hour of the day, available to answer questions whenever. But beyond that, if it's not just me, it's the whole team. If I have questions that I feel can be better answered or can be better explained by somebody else on the team, I'm going to conference them in on the call and show my clients that I'm working in their best interest.
Now, let me stop you right there, because, Zach, you are an awesome example of exactly what you're talking about. You have a client right now, first-time home buyers that are super excited to get into their home. And could you explain a little bit about the red carpet treatment you are providing right now?
Yeah, I have been trying to do whatever I can, especially with this client, and just making sure that their first time getting into a home, they feel comfortable, that all their questions are answered, whether it's been driving out to LA to go and meet with them for a coffee and sit down for an hour to answer questions, being on a phone call, on a FaceTime with the family, explaining the different things that we do. I've been trying to be available for him at all hours of the day, available for them at all hours of the day, and just providing the best service that I can.
Yeah, and Zach is humble. You're very modest. It's so much more than that he's described, but I've been a part of it personally, and your journey of rolling out the red carpet for these clients has been such a good example and an inspiration, not only to me, who's been in this business a while, but to others in our office. And I can honestly say that even though Zach may know the answer to give to his client, he sometimes feels it's invaluable to bring me on, or Joe, or one of our other partners, Jasmine. And by having that conference call with the client, I've heard the client's voice, and he got excited, and he feels like he was in great hands, not only with Zach, but there's a whole team around him. And Zach, you really set a good example with that.
Thank you.
And I think of you when I think of red carpet treatment. So keep up the good work with that. That's
Thank you.
Really exciting.
Thank you.
There's another part to this is Mateen always comes on the stage, as you mentioned with him. He's like, you got to tap in to win, And right away he grabs your attention from the start. He's so positive and motivating. And, as a former champion himself, being on Michigan State team for college basketball, he just knows the right mentality. He has self-confidence in everything he does. And I like the point he mentioned, a point of humility too, is that when he comes to the office, he realizes he doesn't have all the answers when it comes to this industry, but he has confidence in himself that he can learn it and he can help teach it to other people. So I think that's a nugget that we take away too, is when we come on, to the office here each day, we get ready to walk in the door, we may have a little uncertainty about ourselves sometime. We may not know the right program. We're about ready to call a client or follow up on something. We may not know all the answers, but that's okay. We don't have to. We just need to have the confidence to know that we will get those answers. We'll call Megan at UWM, run a scenario past her, and she'll give us answers that we need to help. Or we'll talk to our team here. So tap in to win. I like his other phrase there too. Keep your mind right and your grind tight. Yeah. All of those phrases they're funny. They're not gimmicky. They're really helpful to keep us on the right track.
Yes, and keeping yourself on the right track is important, and I think Mateen is just a great example of that with how he brings his energy into every meeting.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what's going on throughout the day. You bring the same energy. You come in with a full head of steam every day, knowing that you're going to be your best self, and you'll see great benefit because of it. If you just keep your confidence and your energy high, come in, stay tapped into the industry and what's happening, the current market trends, you'll always be ahead of the game.
Yeah, and just by way of a wrap up here, Zach, at the very, very end, I really appreciated what our Executive Vice President of Sales, Alan, mentioned here. He used a story about Jim Thorpe, who's an athlete back in the 1912 Summer Olympics in Stockholm, track and field, and right before he's about ready to race, the race of his life, someone stole his shoes. Can you imagine that? As a track runner, your shoes are gone. The shoes you've trained in. Panic. Well, no. Self-confidence kicked in, actually. He went to different trash cans, and he found pairs of shoes. Didn't match. They were different sizes. He got extra pairs of socks to make up for the difference in size. And you know what? He went out there and ran those races, and he took home not just one, but 2 gold medals that day. How impressive is that? He did what it took to win and to maintain his self-confidence and not be shaken from his game. And you know what I really enjoyed about that is sometimes we're a little off our game. We might be thrown in adversity or a hurdle that was unexpected, and it could shake us a little bit. But we have the resources. We have to remember that. We have resources to help us to build that self-confidence so that we can go out and win that gold medal every day.
Yeah, you can't let those small roadblocks get in your way of going for gold. You have to strive to be your best every day, no matter what happens, what pops up in front of you.
Yeah. Well, Zach, hey, this has been great to recap our sales huddle today. A shout out to Joe and Mario, Jazz, Tiffany. Who else am I missing out there? I think there's 5 that went out from our office. Yeah, I think we got it.
Yeah, I think we're good.
They're out there. They attended the sales huddle live today, so super glad you guys were able to go. We'll all be going as a team in August.
Yep.
Super exciting.
Yeah,
we have
fun.
a lot of our realtor partners that are going out with us too. So stay tuned for more great content from IFM Mortgage and Productions. Have a great day.
Thank you.